Hello, good morning, my brothers and sisters, and my dear aviators of South Sudan worldwide. I'm just going live because I've tried to sleep, but the sleep is not coming. When I heard the news about my best friend, uh, Captain Majur Malou, it was just like a dream. I was thinking, I just saw people are mentioning his name, and I've tried really. I've called back home. I've called back home, South Sudan. And then I was told that it happened. And I was even shown the letter from the governor of Jonglei State. Uh, for me, I cannot believe my brother Majur can just live at early age like that. It was terrible, really, because it was 2 days ago that he called me, and I was not. Uh, I was in the bathroom, was taking shower, and I came. I found he went offline. I tried to call him. I sent him a message, and that is the last time, really. So for me, somebody who have been good friend with Major, it make my night sleepless. I cannot even sleep. I'm trying to sleep, but it cannot come because today I've been busy moving to the airport to look for the paperwork for the Embraer E120. But I came back. I was in the jam. I was driving, and I'm tired. And I just got some movie that I'm going to watch. But that mood now has changed because if I see the person that we want to shape the future of South Sudan Pilots Association, we have moved from office to office with him, and he can just go on like that. It is really, for me, it is unbelievable. Even the time I came to Kenya, me and Captain Major were supposed to go to Brazil to do the type rating for Embraer E120. It was a shock, really, because it is the person that I was thinking we will be flying for the rest of our life. But God has not listened to our prayer, and God decided to take him very early. So it is my advice to the family. I know it is very painful. The death of Major is very painful, really, not only to the family but to the whole nation, and even to the United States of America. He's a hardworking person, and I've learned a lot from Major. He's the only pilot that I got. He follow the air law procedure because it is legal sometimes to fly an aircraft while you have no license. But my brother Major used to do that. He used to follow the procedure. Even if you tell him you fly this aircraft and he has no license, he will say no, I cannot do that. So المشكلة ده يا أخوانا أجد بوجه شديد والوجه ده الناس كله عشان الناس بقى يموتوا زي ده. You see the mistake is coming from where؟ أنينا بقول الناس بتاعنا يا أخوانا يا طيران, listen to us. We are professional, we are pilot. We went for training. We are asking people, we are asking our government and the civil aviation. This our civil aviation is very weak. It needs to be reformed completely. Because an aircraft, why only in 3 years people are dying just on only late 410? Why? Why no other aircraft is crashing? Because we have the inspectors. Whenever they are called to inspect the aircraft, they don't care about, because sometimes if you are not rated for the inspection, you cannot know anything about that aircraft. So ya kwana balad bitana baga fi mishkala. Mishkala de can you give us the people who study aviation, give us power or give us the civil aviation for us to manage it ourselves really. Those who have studied, those who have ATPL, those who have CPL, those who have PPL, and those who have aeronautical engineering. At least this accident, it will stop. But the problem, people are put there in civil aviation. Some even they don't have license, and they are the one to dictate. They are not looking about the safety. What they are looking only just how to get money. Imagine if somebody who have PPL or who have the student pilot license, you can buy 3 cars in a year. I think the rate of corruption is very, very, very high. I'm going to request, and I want if my message can pass and can reach the president. We are requesting you, our president, give the civil aviation to the pilot. Give it to us and let us manage it. And this accident will not happen. Will not happen. The only problem in South Sudan, whenever they see, they say, ah, you are young, you are young. How can somebody be young and somebody study? In some countries, you can find people who are even 22 years and they are medical doctors and they are in charge of the very big hospital. But ours is opposite. I'm requesting the civil aviation need to be reformed. And I'm requesting the chairman of South Supreme Airlines. You know, when you form an airline, it's not something easy. You need to put things into orders. You need to have the engineers. I know you have them, but they are not up to standard. Because if the engineers they are lack, sometimes they are not paid in time, what will happen? I remember this aircraft, late 410, when it went and has a hard landing in Boma. It has stayed there for more than 4 weeks. Just for it to be fixed, it was difficult. And I remember one time, one of my senior instructor in South Africa, when the time I was finishing my CPL, that is in 2011, Captain David Martin Hassan, he just told me, if possible, if you have money, go and do type rating of late 410, and you will come and fly it. This aircraft, that the one that's crashed today. So I went back to South Africa. I make a lot of inquiry from the professional pilots. They have told me that aircraft is good to fly, but it has one thing: it cannot forgive any small mistake in that aircraft. It will cost your life. That aircraft also, during takeoff, and it has engine failure. One engine cannot sustain it in the air, so it definitely will fall down. So from that time, I went to Bethlehem in South Africa, and that company, the one is supposed to train me so that I can have type rating for late 410. It is called AirTech. I contact them, but after I got that message from my senior instructor, then I say no, I cannot ignore that, because ignorance is the one kill a lot of people. But I don't blame my brother Majur, because he's always follow the procedure. المشكلة لسيد الطيارة وسيد الطيارة عشان تبي طيارة ده, it is not something easy, especially if it is dealing in passenger flights. لازم الطيارة يكون يصلوا في أي زمن. لكن whenever you talk to people, hey, you are against Mr. X, you are against this. Guys, I think South Sudan will not go like this. For us, for South Sudan aviation industry to move forwards, it needs for all of us, especially those who study aviation, we need to work hard If we don't work hard, we are going to finish. Because I remember some countries, for example, like Kenya, when the aircraft are very old and they need to reclaim the money on the insurance, they take them to South Sudan. And those aircraft they fly, whenever they crash, they don't care if the passenger died or not. At long last, the owner of the aircraft, he will be compensated by the insurance. Imagine an aircraft that can cost like 300,000 US dollar. The owner can just come it here in South Sudan and insure it for 1.2 million dollar. And if it crash, this man will get. So I think such thing we need to open our eyes. We need to open our eyes. And I'm asking those people, sometimes you interfere in people affairs, which is not your work. You know, sometimes we have what is called work job description. If you know you are not talented in aviation, please, whenever people of aviation talk, please don't try to talk and say you know something. You know nothing. It was painful to lose a friend like that. It was painful to lose a South Sudanese who study, which this training has cost him more than $100,000 just to die like that. It is very painful. Really, I'm not happy. So, my dear people of South Sudan, I think it is time for us to campaign to let our government know that we, in South Sudan, we have pilots. In South Sudan, we have the engineers. In South Sudan, we have the air traffic controller. We have the dispatcher. We have all kinds of aviation activity. But if you see them, they just see them like nothing. Somebody who just come from nowhere, maybe it's a primary 8 leaver or secondary school leaver, is the one to dictate to a person who was trained, do like this, do like this. Guys, it is very painful. It is very sad. Now it is 2:22 a.m. in the morning. You know me, I sleep early. But when I heard the news about the one for Majur, I cannot sleep. Even the sleep has run away for good. Even if I try to sleep now, I cannot sleep. A friend who we share a lot of things. Even we want to shape the South Sudan. These are the things that we used to do with Major. And now, if I can just, is not there anymore, I lose hope really. I lose hope because not everybody who is willing to move South Sudan forwards. Some people, they are after money, and some guys, they are not after money. Like myself, I'm not after money. I remember the time I opened an airline, I used to charge people very low money because I'm saving my country. But when I have the issue of dollars and some aircraft are not good, I stop it because I don't want to lose people's lives. So the chairman of South Supreme Airline, I think if you are going to get my message, don't take it wrongly. Think, because if your aircraft are crashing, the other one is crashing well. That one I was present, and that one I blame what? I don't blame the aircraft, but I blame the pilot because he has not done so. He didn't do some misapproach procedure. He just came and just he want to learn. And you know, sometimes when the weather is very bad, you have to do misapproach so that you be familiar. You have to come with caution approach, and then after maybe 3 to 4 misapproach, you learn well. Guys, it is not good for us to lose people. Imagine like losing 10 people, according to the report, the official report from governor of Jonglei State. 8 passengers plus 2 crew. Imagine It is very bad. Somebody is young, somebody who have family, the kid are very small and is not there. Even this company, they cannot even the insurance, they will not pay. I know. Those people who died in 2018 in Ural, up to today, they have not been paid. I think our civilization has to be serious with the issue of the insurance. There is no country that people can just rely on third party insurance. Third party insurance, even those insurance in Cuba, they cannot even afford to buy a car. How can you insure your aircraft for third party? Hmm? It is very bad. Really, it is very bad. I think it's the first time for me to go live, but I'm not happy. Because to lose a friend like this is not good. It's not good completely. Because all of us, we have been born in war. We have been raised up in war. And we went to school in war. And when we finished our study, South Sudan got independent. And we are so happy because we know now at least life will be good. But if a life for pilot become very hard, that we are supposed to fly an old aircraft, if we don't know the maintenance, it is a worry for us. Because you can fly an aircraft that you don't know how many times maybe it has been taken to the graveyards, and then the engineers just went and do some small maintenance, and then this aircraft is okay to fly. And then they bring to South Sudan where people don't know anything about the aircraft, and then people accept it. Hmm? My brother and my sisters, let us open our eyes. Let us try to help the aviation in South Sudan. I know I'm talking now. Some people may take it wrongly, but I'm talking in my field of professional. That is my field. I think you cannot just come and tell me what you have said is wrong. No, I can even correct you. That is my field. We have more than 60 pilots in South Sudan. Some cannot even get job. For example, America donated an aircraft last year to South Sudan. It is supposed the people of South Sudan to benefit from that aircraft, but not. It is the Ugandan are the one who benefit on it. Ugandan are the one now has been given the contract, are the one flying it. Why our country really it become hard for us to get job? Because if the only problem we know, we don't trust one another. Because when you see a black person is flying you, you think, the aircraft is going to crash. And those white people you see, we study with them in school. Even in flying or in exam, they don't defeat us. We defeat them really. Some of us are very, very clever. They can even finish the whole training within 9 months. And when they come to their home country, they will see, he's a black person. He's a South Sudanese. Doesn't know. And I think if we go back to those places where we are trained, like I myself, my PPL I finished in 2000 and I finished only in 2.5 months. Then my CPL, the course for 3 years, I finished only in 6 months. The school where I trained, they told me, Mr. Major, if you don't have money, we will pay for you to do instructor rating and you will be an instructor in this school. I say, no. Me, the knowledge I have, I'm going to serve my country. But today I'm regretting, really, because if 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 I accept that offer, at least, I cannot pay less money, maybe like 2 or 3 thousand. But that money is more than you cannot even get in South Sudan. Because in South Sudan, they can, if you are a South Sudanese, you are paid maybe $1,200, and the Kenyan are paid $2,500. Imagine, this is our country, and this country, some people are the one benefit from it. Are we safe really? Hmm? I'm just asking our authority. Our authority, just listen to us. If you want the airspace of South Sudan to be safe, give us that job. We will handle it. We cannot be bought. We cannot just somebody come with an old aircraft and then he just give us money and then we allowed to fly. Yeah. Sometimes people doesn't understand. Some people say, some aircraft are very old, they are not allowed to fly. Some aircraft are very old, but I can explain to you very well. You can find an aircraft that was built in 1964, and maybe it has fly like 100 times only, and then they keep it in the hangar. And we found an aircraft that was built in 2000, and that aircraft would fly like, let us say, 12 hours a day. An aircraft, it become old, how many landing it has made. Because the age of aircraft is based on landing. How many landing that aircraft has landed. This is how they calculate. And if you have reached the limit for landing, even if your aircraft was manufactured in 2014 and it has been flying 24 hours a day, that aircraft can even be very old. Because those rivets where they connect the aircraft, whenever the aircraft landed, it will try to loosen itself. And sometimes you see it in the air, some aircraft, they break up while it is in the air. So what matters, it is how the maintenance record of that aircraft. That is the first thing. You can find the aircraft in 1964, and if it has good maintenance, then that aircraft is safe. Even you can say it can fly in South Sudan. But if you see, you explain to somebody, he will think that, these aircraft are very old, we don't need them. What matters is how somebody maintain the aircraft, the maintenance history of that aircraft. If they maintain it well, it can fly, it can fly, it can fly. See, but if they don't do maintenance like the one for South Supreme now, this is how to kill people. So for me, I'm desperate really, because if we can just spend a lot of money on training. My brother, like Majur, he was in California, he was flying really, and he said, no, the knowledge I have, I want to serve my country. And he came. Even those people who flown with him, they know he has been flying because he has that passion of serving his country. But our country doesn't want us to save her. Because if they want us to save her, some people are given money. But whenever somebody like you are a theater, you go and ask people who have money, please give us money. We want to do this investment. They will say no. They will not. They will not even give you that chance. But when somebody who doesn't know anything in aviation just come, I will do this and this. Then these people trust that person. They give you money. Imagine. Hmm? I wonder really. Imagine. Is it fair? It is not fair. Let the professional do their job. If you are a pilot, let the pilot do the job. If you are a businessman, okay, do your business. But in that business where you don't have a knowledge, let the people who have knowledge do that job for you. So it is very bad to lose a friend like this. That's what forced me to talk, to go live. I know I'm going to hurt some people, and I know some people are going to be annoyed on me, but I don't care because I'm telling the truth. Our South Sudan airspace and the civil aviation need to be given to the professionals. South Sudan civil aviation need to be screened. I know some guys don't have documents. And you know, in aviation, we have what the most important thing, we don't consider the degree or the PhD that you have or the master degree. What we usually consider is called the license. What we consider is always called pilot license. License is the most important thing for the aviation. And I know if we follow that South Sudan civil aviation thoroughly, some guys they don't have license. And these are the people who come with the wrong decision. These are the people who are bribed to be given money to release an aircraft which is have no maintenance history. For example, last year an Antonov 28, it was taken to graveyard and it was deleted from the registrar of that country, and then it was flying in South Sudan. Imagine. So that country, they were looking the aircraft where it is, and then they located and they found the aircraft is flying in South Sudan. Imagine there is no proper document, and these are the aircraft that kill people. Why we make our country to be like a dumping ground? I cannot say that we don't need an old aircraft. Yeah, an old aircraft, if they are good maintenance, they are okay. But an aircraft that is already taken to the graveyard, why do you bring them to South Sudan? Hmm? For example, if you go to a court, there is an late 410 and there is a twin otter, they are there. And I'm sure if somebody just come and say, I'm going to fix them and they are going to fly, then our civil aviation will give them certificate. They will give them certificate of operation in the country, and they don't know anything. Guys, South Sudan need to open its eyes because we cannot be losing people on. It is the only safest mean of transport in the world, the aircraft, because it is very hard for an aircraft to crash. But now people are wondering why it is only in South Sudan. People, the plane crash here, the plane crash here, the plane crash here, and the civil aviation is not taking any action. I remember when I was doing my training, there is a flying school. It's called Run Flight Academy. Run Flight Academy. It is a flying school. There was a Nigerian guy who was dismissed from another school, and he came to that school, and they accept him because that school they consider the one student they want money, and that student he tried to fly with other student, and he went and crashed, and all of them died. You know what happened? That school was totally closed down. In place like South Africa or in other, you see, like let me give you an example of Max 737 Max. When it crashed in Indonesia, they think it was just a warning. But when the Ethiopian aircraft crashed and they have happened the same time, then the whole 737 Max was grounded worldwide. Why our civil aviation cannot even suspend some companies? For example, take like Southwest. They have an aircraft, Antonov, I think it's Antonov 30. It crashed in Yambio, and then they changed the name from Southwest to Southeast. They were called South Stone. They changed to Southwest. Then in 2018, the late 410 crashed in Ural, and then their company supposed to be closed for good, for good. Then again last year, the aircraft crashed after taking off from Juba, going to Wow. It is the one that crashed, and just I think it crashed at those area opposite of Morkwao, that big swamp area. Hmm? So South Sudan civil aviation has to be serious because if a company, one of the aircraft crash, that company has to be closed down because if they don't follow the maintenance procedure. Hmm? But you see the problem, nobody knows this thing because they are just there. They are appointed and they don't know because they are getting their money. They don't care. But I think take example like yesterday, I got the message from the National Communication Authority Director General uh, Brigadier, a dog. What a dog did, that is correct, because whenever you are not following the procedure, you are supposed to be suspended. That is, hmm? But not just because you are getting money and then you don't care. I think the government has to put its eyes on South Sudan civil aviation. I think the Minister of Transport, my message is direct to you. Look at South Sudan civil aviation. This crash cannot happen. It will happen only if South Sudan civil aviation is sleeping. But if they are not sleeping, it cannot happen. Because they will say, no, this aircraft will not fly if you don't do this, if you don't do this. And then the operator would be forced to follow the guidance from South Sudan civil aviation. And then there will be no accident. But if the accident happened and then there is no report from South Sudan civil aviation, is it logic? I think all South Sudanese pilot, they are saying South Sudan civil aviation has to be reformed. Has to be reformed. And we are ready to volunteer to work there. Provided we need a screening. Somebody who have no any document to work in civil aviation is not supposed to work there. I know some guys, I know them by even I don't want to mention their name, but I know them. They don't have papers. And you found some are directors, some are inspectors, some are what? Even whenever they ask for money, they need to go for a treatment. They are even given like $50,000. And what are they helping the civil aviation? They're not helping anything. Hmm? My brothers, me, I'm talking today. Thoroughly, I'm not happy. What happened to my friend? Because if I can lose a friend like this, somebody that we have the same ambition, we were even thinking one day God will give our president will listen to us and give us that South Sudan civil aviation, and we remove what is called CO. CO, there is nothing like that in the world. That there is what is called CO. In all over the world, it's called Director General. Director General of Civil Aviation. And that Director General is the final decision maker. Whenever something is beyond his capacity, then he report to the minister. This is how it works. But in our place, we are calling it CO. CO, these are for just company. But civil aviation is not a company. It's supposed to be an independent institution that it will regulate itself, not to be dictated. I think we have to do something. Because the issue of CO, for me, it is not a good term. South Sudan need to have what is called Director General. And like now, if you go to South Sudan civil aviation, you have like Director General for administration and finance, Director General what. It is not like that. I think even if you are a Director General and you are given that title and you are not in charge of civil aviation, you are given a wrong title. You are the people who are making South Sudan going down. For example, last time I went to somebody last year and I tell my friend, if I need to take your position, I can do it. If I campaign for it, I will get it. And I will make sure I will do better than you. Hmm? Hmm? Because somebody try to come, if you don't know anything, please give people who know something. Honorable Minister Mududbiar, I think you are going to get my message. And if you are going to get my message, I'm requesting you, please. South Sudan civil aviation needs to be reformed. And my request, even the word CEO, let it be out. It has to be headed by Director General. This is how it has been done all over the world. Why South Sudan is having CEO? Hmm? Not because, is it that we don't know aviation or what? I think the word CEO, it is only for the companies. But civil aviation is not a company. It is a public institution. Even South Sudan now they are complaining they don't have money because they don't know how to make money. In some countries, for example, I take example for Kenya and South Africa. Kenya, they have two institutions who are in charge of the aviation. When it comes to the airport, they have what is called Kenya Airport Authority. Kenya Airport Authority is the one in charge of the airport. They work in the airport. They make sure that any development in the airport, they are the one who's doing it. The entrance fees, people who need to have pass, it will be under Kenya Airport Authority. And they have so many procedures. If you don't follow it, you will not make it. The same thing to South Africa. They call it a company of South Africa, of a company airport of South Africa. That company, they are the one, whenever they want to develop the airport, they are the one to do it. Civil aviation is just to regulate how the aircraft move. What is the aircraft? But like in South Sudan, it's different. You found you need an airport tax, airport pass. You have to go to civil aviation. That is totally wrong. It is not supposed to be like that. An airport manager, which is like, for example, South Sudan is supposed to have what is called South Sudan Airport Authority. That South Sudan Airport Authority will be headed by, it will supposed to be independent. It will be independent, and they are the one to know the development is going down to South Sudan in the airport. They will not be civil aviation to pay. They will not civil aviation as they want to have pass. This is wrong. It is wrong. You know the procedure to get the airport pass. You have to follow the. You have to go to CID. After they found that you are not criminal, then they will write you are clear. This person is good, and then the airport authority will give you the pass. But now the money go to civil aviation. For what? It's not their work. That is why I'm saying South Sudan civil aviation, they don't know what they are doing. Because they know what they are doing, the money for entering or for the pass is not their money. Even for the clearance for the car to enter the airport is not their work. It is the one for the airport management. Because we don't know our job description. And then it comes to civil aviation. Civil aviation has to be independent. They cannot be threatened maybe by generals or by what. They are professionals. And they have to be independent. For them to be independent, I think the Director General, the President need to appoint a Director General, not the CEO. The Director General will be the one in charge of the aviation. The Director General, he will report to the Minister of Transport. This is how it is being done all over the world. Why? For us, it is something. Even why we are delaying today, like now, these accidents are happening because wrong people are put in civil aviation because they don't know the requirements that are needed by the International Civil Aviation Organization, so that South Sudan will be qualified to issue the license and register its aircraft. Because people who are there, they don't know. Because you are mixing a job. Even sometimes when we see, like the IATA, it wrote some document a few days ago. I read it and I was very shocked, really, because they say for aircraft that are flying in South Sudan, they are at risk. So you have to be careful. Because why? People are not putting what is called the orders, and those orders, people like us. I'm not saying because I am the best, but we are requesting let us be given that chance, and we reform it. I'm sure if we're given that chance, South Sudan will not just spend 1 year. They will automatically get the registration. If Somalia was suspended from 1991, and now today they have been given their registering aircraft, and Somalia still there are terrorists, they fight. But in South Sudan, there are no people who can just shoot an aircraft because as we have what is called ignorance. I think, Mr. CEO of Civil Aviation, this question are going to you directly. And me, I don't care because I'm not under your control. I want to tell you, try to give correct advice to the government. That word CEO, let them remove it from you, your title, because it is not your title. You have to be Director General of South Sudan Civil Aviation. Even the people of International Civil Aviation Organization, they will recognize you. But if you are calling yourself CEO, they wonder because it is like a private company. And civil aviation is not a private company. It's a very big institution and it's one of the best jobs. If you get it really and you do it well, you benefit and the country benefit. Hmm? So there are some ways for South Sudan civilization to be rich, but you don't know. Hmm? If it is me, I'll give you an example. Nobody, no pilot will fly over South Sudan without being tested by South Sudan medical examiner, the aviation medical examiner. Any pilot, whether it's coming from Kenya, from America, South Sudan medical examiner have to examine him. If he meet the requirement of South Sudan, then he can fly in South Sudan. But you are not doing it. Just they come, they fly. They just come today, they fly. And I'm sure if you request us, we know some doctors. Whenever we bring them to South Sudan, there are some pilots they smoke. Imagine, and they cannot pass. I'm sure. I know them. I don't want to mention the name. They smoke. And if I bring them the candle, they cannot blow them off because their chest is not strong. And these are the people you allow them to fly in South Sudan. Hmm? Why? Why are we destroying our country? Why are we destroying our airspace? Why are we not? How many years since 2011 up to now? That is 11 years. Is it there are no qualified people who can request International Civil Aviation Organization to give South Sudan registration code? Because you are not doing, you don't know what you are doing. That's why like this. And we know that simple thing. These are simple thing. If you do it today, South Sudan will be qualified. One of them, South Sudan is to have hunger that the aircraft are maintained. And then when international civil aviation organization come, they want to audit, they will see. But whenever somebody want to build a hangar, you make it political. Hmm? How many years? Hangar. A company that is capable to build a hangar, let them do it. We have we have instrument landing system. It is installed and it's not working. These are the things that international civil aviation organization consider. Approach light, they have to be there 24/7. BOR, it is not only that BOR that we have in Juba. We have to put a lot of things even in the border. And then we have to what is called exit departure and terminal arrival. These things we have to put them because an aircraft that is coming from international flight or from other area, it has to go to that place before it come to the airport. These are the things civil aviation, international civil aviation organization, they want, but you don't know them. Things like NDB, we can even buy second hand from other country and we install them. Whenever they come, they know this time South Sudan has this NDB, South Sudan has this BOR. But people are just saying Arnab, Arnab. Arnab cannot help. Yeah, it is good really. It is for the modern one, but it cannot. Sometimes it cannot help. For us to qualify, we need such thing to be in place. Hmm? We know them. We know the place where we can get them very cheap, and we install them. You will see South Sudan will be given the code for registration. And when South Sudan has registered aircraft, this issue of accident will stop. Because every aircraft that coming to fly in South Sudan, they have to be registered in South Sudan. And for them to qualify, because you see, I'm seeing this National Communication Authority Director General Napoleon Doc is a man. If we have like 20 of them in South Sudan, really, I think South Sudan will go very far. Now he has tried. He has knowledge in avionics, and he's trying. Sometimes you give the permit for the aircraft to fly in South Sudan, even you don't test the radio frequency. What is the frequency emission that they're using? You don't do it. You just allow them because when they pay money, you get like $800 for inspection. That is all. Hmm? What can we do? I'm worried really about my country, South Sudan. But I'm sure our president is a man of action. If you get my message, I think he will call me, and then I will explain to him a lot. And that would have been long time. I want to explain to him for civil aviation to go ahead, leave the people of 1970, try the people of 2000s, and then you will see them. Hmm? You try them. You try. Sometimes don't consider the age. Sometimes every person, you want the best for the country. These things people are dying. It will stop because all over the world, the safest mean of transport is an airplane. Because if you change the engine oil in time, you do everything in time, that aircraft can even save you for more than even 100 years. But if you ignore, you are told this thing is not there, and then you say, there is no money. If there is no money, then why do you buy an aircraft if you don't have money? Hmm? I know I am mixing the point, but I'm not happy. Now it is almost 3 a.m. and the sleep refuse. I try to sleep, but it refuses for good. Because to lose a friend, that a friend, whenever you have a problem, is there. These are the people these are the real friends. Hmm? So we, the people of South Sudan, we need to work hard, especially in aviation, to make it safe, even to make it admirable to the generation to come. But like now, you tell somebody, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And if you go to a place like Russia or UK, people have what is called air show, where people relax. Sometimes they have what is called presidential air show or presidential cup, and then people will compete flying. And the person who was the best pilot of the year or the best pilot of that air show, he will get that trophy, and that trophy will change his life. We were thinking we want to do such thing in our country, but there is no way. Hmm? There is no way. Hmm? So what can we do? Really? Even sometimes you regret why do you start aviation? Because whenever you want to pass a message, nobody listens. It is the first time to lose a South Sudanese. Really, it is painful. It is very painful because the other accident used to happen. No South Sudanese pilot has happened, but I don't blame the pilots. The problem is from the owner of the aircraft because he's not maintained the aircraft in the right time. Hmm? Some maintenance they write it either 3 months or even that day when it come and you have not flown the aircraft. You have to do a lot of other maintenance. You change the engine oil, you change the spark plugs. Huh? You see, you change those things. Hmm? This is how correct maintenance is done. Because when that time comes, even if that aircraft does not fly, then it has to go for maintenance. Then that aircraft will serve you long. Sometimes like you tell somebody we have what is called hot inspection. It need to be done. Somebody will think, what is this? These are the procedure that is followed in the aircraft engines, especially in the gas turbine engine. They have to be inspected. If they are okay, then they will fly those remaining hours. Then if those remaining hours finish, then that engine will be taken for overhaul. And when your aircraft engine is taken for the overhaul, it will not stop your aircraft from flying. You can rent the engine because this is what is called PTY or PTA. This is a Canadian company that is called Pratt Whitney. Whenever you are removing your engine, they give you another engine. They put in your aircraft and they are charging you in 1 hour $100 only. So your aircraft is still flying while you are waiting for your engine. Hmm? So South Sudan civil aviation is the cause of all these accidents. They are the cause of all these accidents. Imagine it's take example, you have a control tower, somebody who has been the one is controlling the aircraft. Sometimes it's pay less money. Do you think that person is going to work with all his concentration on the job? No. His his attention will be out. Hey, my kids are not getting today. What am I going to do? And then immediately the aircraft even can collide in the air. But if these people are paid the way they are paid people in the world, then there will be no accident. And they will direct you whenever you have any problem. These are the people you call them. Hmm? So I think I have not so much to say. What posed me to talk today when I lost my friend, my Majur Malou, just like that. This is what posed me to talk. And me, I don't like talking. But I just, what's inside me, I try to remove it so that you people can hear it. So when I lose a friend like this, just simple thing, just to cost life of a professional pilot, that is painful. Okay, my message will go to the community of Agar, especially the people of Lagos State. It was a big loss to you to lose a young talented pilot, to the family, and to his friend all over the world. I know we cannot bring him back, but we will pray to God that God may rest his soul in peace. And we will also pray for the family of those who died in that accident, that the good Lord will put them at his right hand. And also we pray to God that such accident may not happen again. So I'm requesting you, my dear citizen of South Sudan, whenever you are going to sleep tonight, you pray. And also pray for our leaders, that God may touch their hearts, especially in aviation, which is need professional. Let them choose a right person to lead that organization. That institution need a right person. I'm not saying the CEO is a bad person, but you need to work with the people who have knowledge in aviation. I know some few people, they know that job very well, and I don't want to mention their names. They are good, but if they are given chance, they will do something good. So let us join our hand together and see how we are going to help our nation. So if you are related to those people who have died, please, I'm requesting you, because that death has come, they are not expected to come. So if you are related to any person who have among us the dead, please try to help their family. Because if you love that person and you help their family, their children, then wherever they are, their soul will rest in peace. Because they know they have brothers behind who will take care of those kids. So all of us, it is our duty to support the family for the disease, and it is our duty to make the airspace of South Sudan safe. My main focus is only on civil aviation and the operators or the owner of the aircraft. What happened today? It is the negligence from the owner of the aircraft and the civil aviation, because they know, I know Civil aviation know this aircraft is not airworthy to flight, and they have not stopped it. Hmm? So you people who have given that aircraft uh, a go ahead to fly in South Sudan, you are the one who killed those people who died. You know, if it is a country like Kenya or South Africa, they will follow who have signed for that aircraft to fly. Then you lose your job, you go to jail. But there nobody is doing it because things are just written only in form. But in place where they are putting it on database, they will know who signed for it. That person will be responsible. Hmm? So, my brothers and sisters, that's the message that I want to pass out to you. I'm not happy with what happened to my friends, but we are requesting, let us put our hand together, and then we help our government to overcome the corruption that it is happening in civil aviation, so that they choose the right people. You see, when the right people apply for a job, they cannot be appointed. But maybe somebody who have student pilot license or PPL just come, they will allow him because they know this person will not talk. But people like us really we will not keep quiet, because we have to tell what you are doing is wrong, and then we follow those the constitution or the law, what is called the law of that for the civil aviation. This is what they say. This is what they say. So I think I'm going to stop from here. We need to pray to God. Whenever you are going to sleep and you heard the news, and you people who have been watching my video, I request you to pray for the people who have died, for the family, and for the nation of South Sudan. That God will touch our hearts and we change completely and do the right things. Because what God expected from us when we do the right things. Even if somebody say what you are doing is wrong and you know you are doing the right thing, then tell him, my friend, what I'm doing is correct. So these are the things that we need to pray. We leave the tribalism because it will not take us anywhere. But if we work as one team, we can move South Sudan forwards. May God bless South Sudan. May God bless our people. May God bless our president. May God bless the Minister of Transport. And may God bless South Sudanese pilots, South Sudanese engineers, South Sudanese air traffic controller, South Sudanese dispatcher, South Sudanese cabin crew, and all the other ones that I forgot their names, who are working in the aviation industry. May God touch your hearts, and you know what you are working for is life of people. Because whenever you work on the aircraft, you are working on the life of people, and you do the correct thing. Thank you.